clearly I have a problem. Yeah, send me the picture. It's all right. But I think I do understand. So the first thing I'm going to say is practice. Without a doubt, practice. Because that's exactly it. I know it sounds really generic, but, well... all is good, yay! Now, on the other hand... this is not the best one. Let me grab a different one. Let me know when you're back. Let me know when you're back. Funko Pop inspired. I don't think so. It might be. Well, I'm not gonna say yes. How many times do I mess up? Start in the head. So this is the head. We start with the head. Why? Because that's what it tells me to do. Yep. But I don't think it's necessarily inspired by the Funko. I think it's just what the person had thought of. I've made a couple of them. Not all of them are cube-shaped. But I like them. They look adorable. Were the noses attached? Did you send me? Oh, so when you crochet it, because you did not sew it together, right? Honestly, make sure that that's the bottom. Normally that's where it is. But it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty solid. And like, I still sometimes get weird looking parts and I frog it and I try it again. Sometimes I end up pulling a little more, like for example, for these flowers, they're two-tone. Are you using a magic ring or are you using chain 2 and then stitch? Oh, it's sewn together? Okay, let me show you then. So, pins. Do you have sewing pins or any kind of pins? This is just a random ear. This is a random body that the head pops off. So, sewing pins. They're really handy. Put the piece where you want it. I'm just going to randomly put it there. And if it has to angle, make sure you angle it when you're pinning it. There's a reason for that. Because if you do not, it's not going to angle correctly when you sew it. Got fuzz all over this. This is extra. Buttons. You pinned it in place. Okay. Hold on. Evacuate the cat. Okay, so, magic ring 4 and slip stitch. That is the most annoying thing to sew together. It really is. I would have just added that to the nose and then went from there. So instead of doing it how they said, I would have done the magic ring 4 and then jumped right into the muzzle part. So let me get a needle. This is not my favorite needle. I still don't know where that is. It's probably on my table somewhere. Hi, Stormy! Yay for the new PC. I'm so proud of you. Now, I'm assuming that you want a round. So actually, let me make this round. Because it can. Right? So I'll make it round. Yeah, you can. So, I always start by going under. So, see, that lines up right there. I know, my lighting is horrible. And I make sure that where this part is, where I'm going to sew next, I go under that stitch. You don't have to go under the whole stitch like that. You don't. You can go through the top loop if you have to. Slightly above the magic. Oh. So yeah, I would go through. And a bent needle is really good for this part. So you don't have to go directly through. I do. And I pull it. I make sure that I pull it tight. And then the next one, I would just try figuring out where the next part is. Hi, Angie. How's it going? So. Did you do your homework? I don't believe you. Because you got your shoes stolen. How are you going to play outside without shoes? But yeah, I just work it. Yeah, bent tip needles are really good. This is not my favorite. I have one that has a deeper bend. But also, practice. I know it sounds boring that I say practice, but over time, the more you do it, the better you get. And the way that you do it might differ from how I do it. And I should find my normal one. I have no idea what I did with it. That was cat treat. Oh, you took care of a container. Okay. I prefer the Susan Bates because they have a deeper bend, but even the shallow bend is good. Ooh, awesome. I do have an affiliate link if you want to use it. I always tell everybody it's up to you. Yeah. Wasn't sure what you were doing different, but now you see, okay, that works.